What is poppin', guys? Welcome back to another episode of Fletcher the Fisherman. Today is a good day, and that is for one reason and one reason only, and that is that I am finally a bass boat owner. And you know, guys, this is truly a dream come true. I can't tell you all how much I appreciate all the support, you know, everything that I've done up to this point to try to build and grow this channel, this audience, and just entertain y'all. The amount of support y'all have given me has just been unmatched. I really can't thank y'all enough. And today, because of y'all have finally been able to help me make one of my childhood dreams come true, and that is to finally own a bass boat. And this is something that has been, you know, a long time coming, and something that I've always dreamed of, you know, being able to own myself. I just can't tell you how much as a kid, just the amount of bass fishing content I absorbed just watching on TV, knowing I didn't have a bass boat, and just was like, hey, this is something I'm gonna eventually need to know. And how much just random knowledge I've just stored in the back of my brain, just like in the deepest crevices of this little wrinkly blob that's inside my cranium here. And you know, oh my gosh, like, I just can't tell you enough, guys. This is amazing. Like, I'm stoked. I'm stoked. I can't even like get my words out right now. Growing up, I did do a lot of like big boat fishing, but it was never freshwater fishing. My dad had like a 30-foot center console offshore boat. We grew up going out to the beach every summer. We do a ton of offshore fishing, and that's what really kind of sparked my love for fishing. That and like fishing in the creek in the back of our neighborhood and some like ponds around the area, doing a little bit of that. But my dad, like, he wasn't like, you know, any kind of hardcore bass fisherman by any means. Like, he just enjoyed fishing. He just kind of like, you know, your everyday kind of guy. Just, you know, throw, I guess, like a little beetle spin or just like a little plastic worm on a hook and just cast it out there and maybe you'll catch something kind of guy. He wasn't like this really detailed, intricate, like really trying to figure these fish out type of person. So, you know, we did the offshore stuff. That was a ton of fun, and then he ended up having to sell the boat. And after that, none of my friends really had like any kind of boats or were into fishing at all. So I was basically landlocked in Charlotte by myself, and just the only thing that really sparked my interest as far as fishing here goes was bass fishing, because, you know, it was like either that, catfish, bluegill, panfish, that kind of stuff, just freshwater species, and bass just was the one that just, you know, hit the nail on the head. Everything about it I just became obsessed with. And finally, like 15 years later, I'm finally getting my first bass boat, which is crazy to think about. But seriously, guys, I just have to thank you one more time. Like, y'all are truly the only reason that this is happening right now. Like I can't tell you how excited, like, you are truly making my dreams come true. And for that, I thank you one more time. But I'm sure y'all are ready to see the boat as well as I am. So let's go ahead and hit the road, and I will catch y'all when I get there. We are here, guys. Let's go ahead and hop out of the truck and go into the shop. Okay, time for the business, guys. Check her out. The new rig, guys. This is a 2017 Triton 21 TRX, an absolute beast of a rig. Guys, this is a freaking boat. I am stoked. Holy moly, I still can't believe this is real. This is unbelievable. I'm super stoked for everything that is to come on this. Hopefully some PBs broken, hopefully some good times, some laugh, probably a tear shed or two, something along the lines of that. But man, this is a beauty, and I definitely want to show y'all everything that there is to do with this thing. But we gotta pay some homage to what got me here, my first little boat. This is the twin troller. Love this little thing, love this rig, and I'm sure a lot of y'all who've been watching my channel are wondering, Fletcher, are you still gonna do the pond videos? Are you still gonna do the twin troller videos, small water stuff? And absolutely, guys, this is just gonna be another component to what this channel is gonna make up. I'm probably gonna, you know, do an even split between this, the twin troller, some pond fishing, bank fishing, all that good stuff, and then maybe some kayak stuff here and there once I acquire one of those guys. But I want to have just kind of an even spread. I enjoy doing it all, but this is something that is going to be a totally new experience for me. And, you know, hopefully for those guys who don't have access to a big boat like this, who've never done this, or wanting to hopefully do this, you're gonna enjoy this content, hopefully, because I'm gonna be coming from the perspective of, hey, I have literally never owned a boat like this. I have never fished big lakes before on any consistent basis. So I'm gonna have to figure this out from like the ground up. I obviously have like, a background in bass fishing. I do know a lot, and I do have a lot of stuff stored in my brain as far as big water fishing goes, but it's gonna actually be the process of going down in the water, applying the knowledge that I've learned or have seen, and then trying to like apply that to actually finding fish, catching fish, putting them in the boat, and letting them swim back to where they came from. And hopefully, along the way, I have some good times. I'm sure I'll have some heartaches and all that good stuff, but it's gonna be a fun experience. But let's go ahead and hop into this thing and jump right into it. We're gonna go up to the front where all the fun fishing stuff happens. So right off the bat, guys, we have a Minn Kota trolling motor, there we go. And this is a 112-pound thrust, 36 volt, and this is the Ultra X. This thing is a machine, one of the staples in the trolling motor world. So, I'm really blessed to have this thing. It's a beast of a trolling motor, and I have it rigged up with all of my little electronics and stuff. And this one in particular, I'm super excited about. If you don't know what this is a Lowrance active target, and this thing is super cool. It's basically allows you to like see the fish in some kind of like live view. You can actually see them swimming and stuff on the screen. The way the image is displayed, it's all real time, or maybe just like a second or two delay, and you can see exactly where those fish are. You can watch your bait go down to them, and it's not as easy as I'm making it sound right now. You definitely have to know how to use the thing properly. I mean, that's the thing with electronics. You have to like know how to use them. They're just tools in the arsenal to help you find and locate bass. If you don't know how to use them in the right way, they don't really serve you any purpose. So trying to figure out how to use this thing effectively is going to be pretty fun, and I'm super excited about that. It's definitely has the bass industry excited, this product and similar products like it. So that'll be fun to mess around with. Then I just have my standard transducer on here for down scan, all that good stuff, and that's basically it when it comes to the trolling motor. For those that aren't familiar with bass boats, the way you drop this thing down is just by pulling this cord up and dropping it down just like that. And then I use this foot pedal right here to actually maneuver this thing around. This little button makes it go. Push forward, you make it turn left. Push it right, you make it turn right. And then you have your little accelerator knob here, how fast or how much power you want to have in this thing. But that is about it. It actually has spot lock, which is also great. I'm sure I'm going to use that feature quite a bit. Alongside that, we have this Lowrance HDS 12, and I think I'm actually going to end up mounting this over there, like front and center, get a bracket for it, mount it where this little tackle bag is, and put it there. I think I'm going to enjoy that more, but I'm going to experiment with this. I just think I'm going to like looking straight down at it instead of to the side, kind of have like an old man's neck if I'm like always doing this constantly, because I have like some pretty bad neck pain, just like chronic, that I just have not been able to get rid of for like the last 5 years. So having it front and center will be nice for sure, but I'll fire this thing up. It takes a minute to boot up, so I'll let it do its thing while I show y'all some of this other stuff. So this feature right here, guys, this is small, this is simple, but this is something I'm super stoked about. This little piece of metal right here, it's just a tool rack, and I love having my tools like an arm's length away, so I can always have them right and ready where I need to use them. So having that is going to be really cool. I'm interested to see if these will actually hold my tools while I'm moving in the boat. I'm sure they will. I mean, I'm assuming they wouldn't put this here if you had to put them in every single time, but I'm excited to put some tools up there. That'll be nice. Has this little tackle bag, but like I said, I think that'll probably end up going, and then a little cup holder, and then just a basic little switch set for a bunch of random things on the boat. And then we have these little buttons right here. These go to the power poles in the back, if you aren't familiar with those. So let me go ahead and press one of those. Let me just put them down. So you can see those go down like that, and basically these will go up to 8 feet. They sell them up to like 10-foot power poles, but they just go down to basically like a little quick anchor system. So if you're fishing in shallow water, you can plant yourself right where you need to be if you're trying to position yourself on some fish. I haven't really ever had anything like that, so that'll be fun to mess around with. I'm sure I'll find some uses for it, especially in the spring when they're bedding and whatnot. So that is that, but it looks like our graph is on, so let's go ahead and jump into this. So here's our graph. Let me go to the main menu here. So we have a whole bunch of stuff on here. I'm sure this is, you know, looks like some kind of alien technology to some of y'all. It's got a lot going on, but we have our chart, just a basic, very simple map stuff. Right now, I'm not on the water, so obviously there's nothing there, but you have that. You have traditional sonar. I have side scan. I actually can't run side scan off of this one. It only runs off of my big one in the back, so I can't really use that up here, but I don't really have a use for it anyway, so that's fine. And then active target, this is that little small transducer that I was talking about up there that I'm super stoked about. This is really cool. Here, let me try to show you all this really quick. See if I can pick up my hand. It's not really picking it up. I think it has to be farther away, but but it's a cool thing. I'll definitely show y'all that out on the water and show y'all how that works. But that is basically it when it comes to this thing. Go ahead and power her down and jump back into our compartments. First up, we got this guy over here. This is our rod locker. This thing is gonna house all my glorious sticks in here. I'll probably end up taking this tube thing out. I've done some research. A lot of people seem to not like those things. I'll definitely experiment with it, see what I like personally, but from what I've read, I'm assuming I'll probably end up taking that out along with this little rack thing in the back. But that's basically it. All my rods are gonna be in there. It's a nice little space for them. So there's that. And then I guess we'll go over to the identical one on the other side next. Similar space. I could put more rods in here if I wanted to. Probably won't need all that space for them, but I'll probably just use this as just like a sorted storage between like random big things and maybe some extra tackle, all that good stuff. But as of right now, I just have this little pedestal seat in here in case I want to get my best Bill Dance impressions by being a little bit lazy and sitting on that up front. I'm not sure how often I'll use it, but I have all the stuff for it. And then I have these little flap things, which I don't really know much about. I've never really seen these used all that much, but basically you attach these. Let me just go back here and show y'all. You attach them to the power poles in the back like this, or maybe the opposite, flip it around, and they act as some kind of little flaps for drift fishing or something like that, little drift paddle. So that is what those are for. But as of right now, that's all I have in there. I haven't really put all my stuff in here yet, just a few things. So that is that compartment. Let me shut that down. And now we can go into our third and final big compartment up here on the front. And this is the business section where all my bait and tackle will go in here. And this is a huge space, guys. Like, I don't think y'all realize how big of a space this is. This is a 21-foot boat. I can put a ton of stuff in here. Like, my whole body will fit in this thing. I don't know what I just broke, but I think I broke a spool line doing that. It's like, as y'all can tell, that is a huge compartment, and I did break my spool of line by trying to get in there. But as of now, I haven't really put much in here. I just have, a box of assorted line, and then I also have some random crankbaits and stuff like that. I got to get a whole new tackle system for this. Got to get a bunch of tackle boxes. I now have a tackle system for the twin troller that I use for bank fishing, and for that I just leave it in my car and kind of move it back and forth. But I really want to have like a fully dedicated tackle system that's just for this boat. Fill this thing out, fill it up with all the goodies. I'll probably put way too much in here, way more than I'll ever need, but that's the fun of it, guys. It's part functional and it's part just blowing all your money. But hey, that's the name of the game. I'm sure all y'all have been there. You have a bunch of lures that you've never even touched. But besides that, guys, we have this big old bag right here for soft plastics. I'm sure that's all I'll put in there. And so that'll be nice to have just for assorted stuff. Some cup holders, nothing too special, and just a little tray right here with a little power place for something to plug in there. Nothing too crazy. If I want to put more rods, I got more tubes. And that's about it for here. So let me shut that down. And while we're on this, as you can tell, we have a latch here, We have a latch here, and this one is missing one. I actually bought this and this thing was broken, so I had to replace this. But these are actually really cool latches. It took me like an hour to find the replacement one that's coming in the mail. But besides that, these are really cool. Let me grab the little device. Hold on, let me find it. Here it is. Put it on the back of the boat. So this little thing right here is an automatic lock for all these. So instead of having to take a key and literally go and like put a keyhole in all these to lock them if I'm traveling with this in this thing, so people don't steal my stuff, I can just take this and press the lock button and it just locks everything down, which is super nice. I've never seen that feature in a bass boat out of all the ones I've been on, so I'm really stoked about that. That'll make life a little bit easier. But that is about it when it comes to the front of the boat. So I guess we'll go ahead and hop into this middle section, and let me show y'all this off the back. We've got another little tool rack right here. This little thing right here is to measure my fish, make sure they're in slot for tournaments and stuff. Oh, and speaking of tournaments, guys, if you want to see me fish some tournaments, let me know down in the comments below. It's always something I've wanted to spend more time doing, and I'm really stoked to actually get this so I can go out and do it on my own accord. I don't actually have to like wait around for someone to invite me to fish a tournament with them. I definitely want to do some, so if you want to see me do some of that, drop some comments down below. Let me know what kind of tournaments you would like me to fish, whether it's local stuff, you know, travel a little bit and do some, you know, more of the hardcore tournaments. Let me know. I'm open to anything, guys. It's honestly something I definitely want to do, but I'm definitely going to need to take some time to figure out how to fish some bigger bodies of water first before I put myself through the ringer. I probably want to wait at least a month after I had probably like, you know, 5 to 7 days on this thing out on the water trying to figure some stuff out before I put myself through the ringer. But besides that, guys, let's dive back into the boat stuff. We have 2 more cup holders. I'll probably just end up putting a bunch of trash in here, junk lures, bait, stuff like that, along with this tray right here. I'm sure it's just gonna become a collect-all when I'm out on the boat actually using this thing in a functional way. And besides that, we have this compartment here. I'll probably use this mainly for trash in this section, and then I might just put some like random things up here, or it might just all be trash. I don't know, but as of right now I've used it for trash, and then I've just put like some day items right there. But that is that. And then we have this little compartment. As of right now I just have my scale and a little cloth in there. Those might move, but that's where they are for now. Besides that, we have our rod rack thing over here on the side. I know I typically have a bad habit of carrying way too many rods with me when I'm either on the twin troll or if I'm bank fishing. Like, I'm literally walking around the pond with like 6, 7, 8 rods sometimes. So I'm sure I'll probably have way too many rods out on the boat at all times when I'm actually using this thing. But this will be a nice area to kind of put them so they're out of the way and not just like cluttering the deck with like 20 rods up there. So at least I can put them there, take them out of the box, and have them in an easy way where I can just grab them right away. But besides that, I guess we'll sit down in the command chair right here and show you the business end of this machine. So here's our console. We just got, you know, some gauges here, some gauges there, just some more power switches. These are like the same ones that are up there, or maybe it's these or something like that, or a assorted combination of the two. But basically, this is the command center. This is where all the action goes down. This is where I drive the boat. We got our hot foot down here. So if y'all didn't know, bass boats have a foot pedal, so you can drive like a car instead of having to use the throttle over here. And that's more of a safety feature than anything, I feel like. You know, if something were to happen, if you have your throttle all the way up on a regular boat, if you fall off without a kill switch, that thing's just gonna keep going. At least with the foot pedal, if something were to happen and I fell off, you know, it would throttle all the way back to at least idle speed, so nothing too crazy could happen if something terrible were to happen where I didn't have a kill switch. But I'm always gonna try to make sure I do wear that. But besides that, that's about it, guys. Up here we got our electronics, same deal. I got our big electronics. We got a 12-inch HDS. We have an HDS 9. I'll probably end up running like my maps and stuff on here, and then do all my sonars and things like that on this one. So that is basically the setup for this thing. And oh, before we get out of here, we got a cup holder, another one. This thing's got tons of cup holders. More than anything, this thing has probably got 20 cup holders on it. Then we have just like a random compartment for assorted things, and then another little compartment with another power outlet thing in there. And that's about it. And I believe this is for the power poles. Yep, that's what it's for. That's for the power poles. So that is about it here. I guess I'll show y'all this middle seat next. This is just a little simple multi-use seat right here. You can flip it up, use it as a seat. You can flip it down and it becomes a little step up to get into the back. Or you can pop it open like this and it's got a little compartment for this little cooler that the guy left for me in here. I don't know if this came with it or not, but it fits in here perfect. So I'll probably put my food and drinks, all that good stuff in there so I can, you know, drink and eat on the boat, I suppose. More cup holders, like I said, a million on this boat, and just finally a little small compartment for assorted things and just another seat. Let's go ahead and step up to the back. First things first, here is the net. I think I actually need to get a new one of these. This thing seems like it has some issues. I need to do some exploration with this thing, see if this thing is in full functional use. But I tried to use it when me and my dad took it out the other day for like a little quick test run. We were actually able to find some fish, and we hooked up with like a 17-pound catfish. We found all these fish off this point, and just like scan using the down scan, using the side scan, I found this like mega school of bait and fish, and I'm not exactly sure what the majority of it was, because I'm still trying to learn exactly how to read these things and interpret like what's on the scans. I knew it was fish, I just didn't know exactly what species. I figured it was either like a big school of catfish or a big school of bass with some, you know, shad and stuff above it. It didn't really seem like crappie or brim or anything like that, because they usually like stack vertically. Man, it's hot in here. Like, I'm sweating bullets. But we were trying to figure it out. We found the fish, and we ended up catching like a 17-pound catfish and then 2 little small spotted bass. So that was pretty cool. And now this thing is officially a catfishing boat, according to my dad, because the first thing we caught on here was a freaking 17-pound catfish. What would you know? You know, you buy an expensive bass boat and you catch freaking catfish. That's just how it goes sometimes. But it was fun, nevertheless. So let's go ahead and dive into these small compartments in the back. Well, here's our first one right here. This is just gonna be life jackets, first aid kit. I got some cloths, and I'll probably put like a tool kit and some other assorted random things in here. Nothing super exciting, but you know, interesting, I guess. Feel like I should at least show y'all everything. And then we have our, oh no, that wasn't supposed to happen. But this is our live well. This is one side of it, so I can put some fish in there, hopefully a 10-pounder or 2 over time. And got another one over here. So that's for all my fish. And then we have our final, but not least, compartment over here. And this will probably be mixed use between extra tackle and just assorted things. It's got these nice like grooves in here where I can actually like put tackle boxes in between and they won't like slide around. So that's pretty nice. So I'll definitely make use of that. So that is basically that. Let's get that net out of the way and shut that thing down. And finally, but not least, we got our systems box here. We got our batteries. I'll probably end up getting some like lithium batteries. So if there's any, you know, lithium battery guys out here watching this video and you want to hook your boy up with a sponsorship or something, y'all's batteries are pretty expensive, so that would be cool. Feel free to hit me up. Email is in the description. But besides that, we just have some assorted things, just all that good stuff. All the mechanical aspects of the boat go on down here. And here's the main power switch. Here's a little circuit breaker for the trolling motor. Nothing super exciting. But besides that, guys, I guess we only have the engine left to cover, and that is this Mercury Pro XS, and this is a 252 stroke. This thing is a beast. This thing will get this boat up to, you know, what I believe the guy told me. He said he got it into like the mid to low 70s, like, you know, 73, 74, 75, and maybe 76. This thing will freaking go. That is fast. If you've never been 70 mile per hour on the water, let me tell you, it seems a lot faster than going 70 on the highway. So this thing will freaking go. I'm super stoked about it. It'll be pretty fun to drive. I don't know like a ton about boats as far as like being really good at operating them, so I definitely want to try to play it safe and ease into it. I don't want to get anywhere where I'm too uncomfortable going too fast in the water. So I'm excited for it, man. I mean, this is going to be such a fun learning experience, and I'm super stoked. But if there's anything else I can think of, I guess it is this little feature right here, and that's just this little ladder. Pulls out, slides down in case I fall out or some reason, or if I just want to jump in the water, I can pull that thing out and I have a ladder. So that is about it, guys. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this. Hopefully y'all are stoked to see me do some fishing out of this thing, even y'all bank anglers, because you know I really do think it's going to be fun to kind of look at fishing out of a big bass boat for the first time, you know, trying to learn from, you know, ground zero all the way up to, you know, hopefully a competitive level in some like local tournaments, or, you know, even more than that. You never know. You never know where the road may take me. But all in all, guys, this is freaking awesome. Thank you so much for the support. Without y'all, this would not be possible. This is truly a dream come true, and for that, I thank y'all more than you'll ever know. But besides that, guys, hopefully y'all enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure you drop a like and subscribe. But as always, guys, bassing is a passion. Peace out.